Well, you know what? We've talked about some entertainment news. Yeah. We love discussing money matters, especially on a Monday. So we thought, how about we take a look at this? So many of us, the majority of the day is spent at work for a lot of people. But how much do you really spend at home? Now, it's all about finding that work-life balance, which for some, it can equate to, when you spend a lot of time at work, it roughly estimates to 90,000 hours over your lifespan. So you end up spending a lot of time at work. So for today's Our Money Matters, we want to find out how we all strike a healthy work-life balance. So we've got a couple of questions. So I'm going to lead this one and say, what are your work hours on an average day? And are you happy with your work-life balance?
Sure.
It's difficult for us. I think because we kind of these are like one-man army, you represent a brand, you represent a whole lot of different kind of business nexus, if you will, in that space. So it's very difficult to switch that off. So I find I'm pretty much always working. There is always a part of myself that is focused on work. It has to be, because there's always things happening. I can't partition that off, and maybe that's a skill that you strive towards. But for me, it was more about finding a way to blend the two than separating them and saying work sits there and life sits there. I needed to find a way for this equation to balance out literally in real time. So I suppose I'm always living life and I'm always working, kind of feels, but I'm now exhausted by this time of the year.
I definitely resonate with that, bro. Like, I don't think we do get to switch off. There's always something you constantly have to think about. I mean, I don't feel like I'm coming to work when I work on the show, right?
Yeah,
but
this is a reprieve, I'm
coaching people till 9 o'clock at night sometimes, but it doesn't feel like work when you're serving, when you're doing something you love. So I think there's a big difference. So work-life balance does depend on how much you love your job.
Your purpose.
I think if you don't love your job, then you need to make more time for yourself. But if you love what you're doing, then do it all day if you want. If it's serving you, if it's stimulating you, then yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
That's our personality type, though.
Yeah,
it's very much
true.
like that. I think you could probably pigeonhole things a bit more.
I mean, I've had to make drastic changes. I had to step away from radio in order to find that work-life balance. My scale was tipped for a very long time, and I had to make those decisions. And it's not easy ones to make, but it's if you want to put your work-life sanity and balance in place, sometimes you need to make changes.
Did you go too far before having that realization?
Always. I remember in 2017 going to my therapist for the first time. She said to me, you can't do both. You need to let go of one of the platforms. And I'm like, no, I can do both. And I was adamant, I can do both.
If I'm going to keep affording coming here, I'm going to have to do both, okay? But I get it, because that's the kind of decision that you have to make, man.
I love that. Jeez, man, nice stuff.
I have another question. What is your vision of a healthy work-life balance, and what are you doing to achieve that?
I think the kids have made it a lot easier for me. So when I'm with my family, I'm there. I'm very present in that space, and they kind of demand that, which is great in that sense. So I think that for me, it does kind of help to find that balance, but I don't think it's a conscious thing that I'm trying to do. It happens because I've just got to make it happen. So I'm very open to getting advice on how you can make that intentional within your life. But I don't feel like I love my work and I love my family, and I don't think one is detracting from the other. If anything, the two need to work in unison. But it's a difficult...
You got it cracked, bro. That's nice.
I don't know, bro. I'm still exhausted, bro.
I think maybe to look at this question more pertinently, I need you to understand that, work and life, we're putting these at polarities, right? Yeah. So if you want to pull a contrast, what are the worst things about your day and what are the best things about your day? What is life really? How do you live? What stimulates you? For me, ocean, mountain. I have to have that time, and it's something everybody knows about. That's the only way I can balance out and get the manner and the fuel I need to play in the other spaces I do. So some of us have that polarity where work is this and life is this. Some of us are in between, but I do think wherever it is, they need to balance each out, and you've got to find that sweet spot in the middle somehow.
Yeah, I think for us it's easy to say that because our work is very lifestyle-based, but there are people that have office jobs and it's very structured.
It's very defined.
And for them, it's easier to find that work-life balance, because the minute they step away from the office, they are
in life.
In life, yes. But our next question is, if you are on holiday or perhaps over weekends, do you try to switch off from work, or do you like being always on?
Oh, if you could see me on the weekend, I'm off. My hair's down.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's such a cool
The antenna's free, bro.
The antenna's
Love
free.
it.
I think for me, I look forward to the weekend now, especially when you put in a good graft in the week. You feel it. And you firstly want to recover on a Friday night. I don't even go out anymore. Yeah. And then Saturday, I live. But like live without like real intention. Always just be present and just let go. I think that for me is the intentional part of trying to recover from, like, let's say, work-life balance. I think that really helps.
And it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
I think what the most important element is to make sure that you are conscious of yourself in that space and finding a balance. Whatever that balance looks like for you. You can be crazy, you can be very ordered. It doesn't matter. You still need to find a balance.
Oh, well, listen, striking a healthy work-life balance isn't always easy, but prioritizing your rest and quality time with your loved ones will only, it will only do you good. Now, if you're a NEDBANK account holder, take advantage of the 50% off benefit at New Metro and go catch a movie once in a while. It's the perfect way to unwind and have a little bit of fun and just get out and prioritize doing more of the things that you love and really just being more, I think, conscious of striking that balance.
Yeah, I love that.
Check this. This My Goals Plus account gives you cash back on groceries and 25 cents back per litre at BP. That's lit.
Lit in 2023. Ay, wena. Ay.